Hey, what's going on, people? I'm showing you guys my new build. Voila, 7.5-inch barrel Aero pistol. You guys seen my past videos. I'm a fan of Aero pistols, so you cross state line without having to fill out paperwork. So anyway, this is another 7.5-inch barrel Aero pistol with the Aero precision upper and lower. This one was a little bit more money than I wanted to spend, but I always wanted something in tungsten, so I didn't want to go tungsten all the way to the upper, the handguard, because it costs a little bit more. But other than that, just this, just this Aero precision matches. Everything else is black, as you guys can see. On my past video, I told you guys that I built 4 or 5 ARs already, Aero pistols, and all of them are in black. And today I wanted to show you guys what I've done. This took me about 2 weeks to build, with all the parts and stuff, try to get online, Amazon primary arms and things like that, for a cheaper price, lower price than retail. I really don't like to play retail and stuff. This gun cost me less than $1,000. So here you go, guys. Let's go with the specs. You guys familiar with this? This is the KK blade with a KK buffer tube. I got it at one of the shops here in Vegas. It's fairly cheap now that you have the PDW stock and all the collapsible ones and SBM4 tactical that a lot of YouTube channel guys or shooters out there that you like to use, because it's a little bit more comfortable. But this one, I went with this one because it's a little bit cheaper. Plus, I don't really shoot against my shoulder with a buttstock. You guys, I think I've explained that in my past videos. So this is just for looks for me, really. To be quite honest, I'll be happy more with the buffer tube cover. The 6-inch one from Amazon for $9 or $6. That's a lot bit more comfortable for me, or just a foam, because I like I said, I don't shoot, on my shoulder. I don't like that style. I don't like to be crunched like that. But that's a more comfortable, a more traditional way of shooting things. But not me. I like it on my cheek. I like to weld that damn buttstock or buffer tube up against my cheek and get a good side picture out there. And I have good luck so far. I've never had a malfunction. I've always hit my target. Especially with the Aero pistols, a lot of people bash. It's not a good. You won't get a lot of good ballistic on it. You won't get a range. This is all bullshit to me. I've had Aero pistols for the longest, and I've built 5 of them already. But I never buy a complete one though. I don't like that. I don't like that idea. I like to see what parts goes in there. So without any further, like I said, KK buffer tube, KK blade. This is the Ergo grip, the rubber one. A lot of Ergo grips out there, a lot of good grips out there, but this one is a slim line Ergo grip rubber. It feels better on your hand than I usually use the Magpul rubber one, but this one feels a lot better. If you guys give you guys an idea of what this feels like, it's like a M&P Shield grip. You know what I mean? It's slim. It hugs your hand real good, and it's pretty solid. I like the fat one. If you got a big hand and you have this one slimline, you'll have a good grip of your gun. So I like that little slimline Ergo grip. Very comfortable. This one, very comfortable. I told you guys already, Aero precision upper and lower. Okay, and what else got there? This is the JNT Tactical Sabertooth. In my past, I usually use the CMC flat trigger, or I polish my triggers, which is fine. But the CMC Tactical is flat for some reason, man. I'm kind of getting away from the flat trigger, because yeah, they're nice and they're cool and all that stuff. But in all honesty, I like to, everybody's different, but I like to really wrap my index finger around that trigger, and I can't really do that with flat trigger. It's odd. It's odd for me, even though the pull trigger of the CMC flat one was great, and I bought it cheap at the primary arms. It's great. It's really crisp and glassy. I mean, it's nice. But the JNT Tactical, it has a little bit of slack, which gives me a little bit of precision. A little bit of a somewhat of a 2-stage gun. But this one, guys, is perfect for me. Of course, empty. This one, you got a little bit of creep to it, but I like it. Of course, you want to do safety. All right. See, I mean, it has a little bit, not much, but it's crisp. And some people commented that you know, they have some light primers and stuff like that. I don't have that problem. I shot already 300 rounds to this gun. I didn't really tape it, but I got a couple of shots here and there that I might post the video of. But I've shot this at 200 yards to see how it is, and it has done me well. But anyways, that's the JMT Sabertooth James Madison 3.5 pound pull trigger, which is great. Sorry about that, guys. You guys can see the light in this on, but you guys seen this anyways. And so the trigger guard that I put on here is from GunTech. It's kind of skeletonized. This is very cheap, guys. Right here, GunTech mag release. The GMT trigger came with an anti-rotation pin, so that's good for me. This is GunTech selector switch, ambidextrous. It didn't really matter to me whether it's ambidextrous or not. It just came with it, so might as well put it on there. But other than that, that's that. This one is the Strike Industries dust cover, the smooth one. I've had a lot of capsules, but I wanted to try a little different one. So this is the capsule one. And what else? Magpul, as everybody else use. This is a 10-inch slim Keymod, the clamp-on one. I really like that one, clamp-on, and the Strike Industries angle grip. Okay, flash gun right there. And like I said, this is not an 8.5-inch barrel nor 7.5-inch barrel, or you know, or if you use a 10-inch Keymod, it's gonna you pretty much you're gonna be all deep in there. Your barrel's gonna be all deep in there. So what I did is put a crush washer between the barrel and the KK flash gun, so you know you can have something stick out a little bit. Some people don't like that, but if you want this setup, that's how I did it. This is I changed it a little bit as far as barrel. This is still 7.5-inch barrel, 5.56 stainless. The only reason why I went stainless is because I wanted it to match with my trigger, the barrel, and my. This is the oh man, I can't remember the name of it, but it's not nickel bore. They said it's not nickel bore because nickel bore tend to be dull. This is the really shiny one, BCG. I'm not sure if it was a Lantac one or the, god damn it, man, I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it, but anyways, you guys seen a lot of, you know, stainless BCGs out there, shiny ones, and nickel boring one. But yeah, that's that. Like I said, that's the 5.56 barrel. It's not Wildy. I'm using Wildy, but this one's stainless one, like I said, because I wanted to match it with it. But as far as gas block, I used the Radical Firearms .750 gas block on here. And what else? Buffer tube is mil-spec. I always use mil-spec buffer tube. For a lot of people use all those H1, H2s, and next thing you know, malfunctioning, having feed problems and all that stuff. Just because you have money for it and you can afford it, doesn't mean you should put it in your gun. You know, whatever works for your gun, that's what you should use. You know, this is a very short barrel, so you want to be very precise of what you put in here. This is not a 16-inch barrel. Just use the standard gas tube and all this stuff. You know, so. This is 7.5, so you gotta be very nitpicky about what you put on here for it to run perfectly. So that's that. I'll talk about the scope at the very end because it's very. I'll wait up to the last. So on the other side, guys, I have told you guys already K&S pins. I mean, not K&S pins, but the James Madison tactical trigger that came with the anti-roll pins. And you know, I'm a big fan of Strike Industries, as you guys know, because Primary Arms sells them, and they always have good sales. And I get them in there. This is the Strike Industries mag catch, and yep, this is the ambidextrous from GunTech safety selector, and yeah, that's pretty much it. As you guys can see, it's not bad. And also the Strike Industries charging handle with the extended latch. This is almost a must if you're running a scope, because you want to get, you know, try to get a good hold of that latch, I mean the charging handle, if you must use it. So extended latch works for me. This is the cheapest I can get without having, you know, pay $80 for BCM or, you know, and everything else. So this is not ambidextrous. I don't need it to be ambidextrous, and the only reason, like I said, I got an ambidextrous safety selector switch because it came with it, and that's it. But other than that, so let's talk about the scope. In the past, I bought a lot of scopes and a lot of red dots, you know, from Primary Arms to Sight Marks, you know, not really high end, kind of a mid-range prices. The Primary Arms work great, but for some reason, that 2 MOA dot, and I put a magnifier on it, and when I put a magnifier on it, no matter what I do, And you know, take note, guys, that my vision is 2010. All right, 2010. It's a little bit better than 2020. If you guys know what I'm talking about. So they said eagle eye, but anyways, my vision is 2010. So no matter what I put it in magnifier and whatnot, unless you go EOTech, I guess, because you got really fine dot or really fine circle, is the only, I think, red dot out there or reflex sight that has 1 MOA. EOTech, that's it. Everything else to include whatchamacallit, what was it? Hollow suns, primary arms, aim points. Those, I think the best they could do is 2 MOAs. So, but anyways, unless you got EOTechs. But back to the story. I was saying, no matter what red dot you put on there, with a magnifier or whatever, you're always gonna have that smear, that comma thing. No matter if it's 2020 vision, 2010 vision, especially trying to shoot a short barrel rifle, trying to be precise about it, about 200 yards, 150, 200 yards. 100 yards is no problem. You guys already know that. Short barrel rifles, 100 yards is too freaking easy. Even to this when I shot this, I was bringing an 8-inch steel plate yesterday. I shot 300 rounds to this 8-inch steel plate constantly with 100 yards. It's almost too easy for this one. So anyways, I went to Bass Pro, tried to look for a scope. Not really a budget scope, a kind of a mid-range price, because I have the primary arms 104 by 24, and the eye relief is not so good. It's a good scope, got clear glass. It's a little bit longer than this. It's too damn long for 7.5-inch barrel and 10-inch Keymod. It's a little too long, and plus I don't like that eye relief. Primary arms, it was cheaper, $119, I guess. That's all I paid for it. This one, guys, I paid $140 for Bass Pro. This is proprietary to Bass Pro. Bass Pro's scope 104 by 24 Pursuit X1. That's the name of it. My suggestion is get it. This has like I said, 104 by 24. Comes with the ring mounts, and the glass is very clear, very fucking clear. And I was surprised about it because I was looking at scopes and I was like, what is that? I said, it's called Pursuit. I was like, Pursuit, never heard of it. They said, well, Bass Pro's carry it. And so, okay, let me check it out. And I looked at it and so I'm like, man, how much is this? $146. It's like, okay, I want to buy it. Because as soon as I look at it, if you know scopes and you look at it, most importantly is the glass. Glass, and eye relief, right? Second eye relief. This has a 4.1 to 4.7 eye relief. I could go all the way as far and still see the damn glass and still see my target. And for some reason, out the box, this is fucking zeroed already. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know, because, they took it off the box. I mean, there was one on display, which somebody probably fucked with and zeroed it or probably used it, whatever. But this one, he brought it out from the back, took it out of the box. I saw it. He put the battery in it because it's illuminated too. For $140, it's not a fucking bad deal. I put it on my scope before I even zeroed it. I shot at a fucking 100-yard target. It was 100 yards because I just want to see, I was driving in the range. I didn't even have all my gear. I just popped off. I could probably roll a video or whatever. I put it on a hood of my car, pop one shot, and a steel target. If I can hit it, I don't fucking know. I mean, I still have to, re-verify, because I like to zero my stuff at 100 yards. But what the fuck, man? What a deal for me. It's already zero. But I popped it at 100 yards. And I haven't really even read the descriptions on it. All I saw was, like I said, if you know scopes and stuff like that, like I said, for me, the most important thing is the glass and the eye relief. Those two things, mounts and all that stuff. So a lot of people, spend a lot of money on mounts, which is, it's cool to have those 2 inches, offset and higher rise. Those are cool. But if your scope comes with rings and mounts on it already, use it. That shit is proprietary to that. You know what I mean? That's what comes with it. It's meant to do that. Well, granted, there's a lot of mounts out there that cost more than your scope, and they're probably all great. That's fine. But if it comes with it, don't spend any more money than you have to. That's a great one. This one, I mounted this on the hood of my fucking car. I don't have no level. I didn't have no vise. I fucking went to the range as soon as I got this from Bass Pro. I went to the fucking range, drove off, and I went there, put my damn little, gun there with my fucking little Gerber. You don't have to tighten this, guys. It comes with an Allen wrench key and right here, to tighten this up. That thing doesn't have to be really tight. A lot of people, loose threads of this shit because they over tighten it with all the fucking wrenches. All I used was a Gerber, you know, hand tight everything, hand tight to include the top rails and stuff, you know, the hex, hand tight everything, hand tight, you know, the X pattern, so you get it even. Make sure it's even, you know, and then go from there slowly, hand tight only, hand tight. On top of this, you doesn't have to be very tight. I've seen a lot of people making mistakes and loose threads and fuck it up and all unlevel and all that shit. Doesn't have to be very tight, you know, especially this one. You know, you don't have to use a wrench to do that. A Gerber will do just fine. Hand tight both of them, you know, whatever, you know, position you put it in. When you hand tight them, tighten up with hand tight, and then maybe half an inch turn with your Gerber or your wrench or whatever. That's it. Don't be trying to go all the way 360, you know, 180 degrees. No, maybe have a half an inch tighter for all you those people that are OCD, because I'm OCD myself. That's it. Half an inch, man. Half an inch more after you hand tight it. That's it. Done. Leave it alone. It's not going nowhere. So that's what I did, and together with this one's, shot at 100 yards, and I was hitting fucking steel at 100 yards. I was like, all right, okay, and shot it again. I spray painted the goddamn steel target black, you know, and I shot it. It was like fucking maybe not more than 3 inches off the really center, because you know this is 1x4. 1 to 4x24 scope, so I could see that target really good, but I was hitting it. So I'm still, like I said, re-verify the zero, shoot it at 25 yards, and then you know go down 1.5 inches to be zero. But as far as this scope, it has been good, and it's a great value for what you pay for. Bass Pro carries it. I don't see it anywhere else, not on the website and stuff. So I've got an Athlon one, which this is 14 ounces. Athlon one was 18 ounces, 1 4x24. It's big, heavy, and I had bad luck with it. Not to talk shit about Athlon, but customer service is great. If you have some problems with it, primary arms. I like primary arms. I always like primary arms, but this one is a step, a little bit of, I would say a step better. You know, a hair better than the primary arms, and I like primary arms. You guys see my videos. I shop at primary arms, but it's hard to beat this one. 1 4x24 scope from Bass Pro. Check it out, buy it. You'll love it. It's illuminated, and it's great. Comes with everything. It's easy to mount, and you might even get lucky and fucking be already zeroed out the box. But so yeah, that's it, guys. This is my new toy. A lot of people, you know, change this buffer tubes. I mean, buffers and all that stuff, man. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Don't worry. And one thing to mention to you guys, a lot of people complain about how 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, their ejection port is ejection casings. What the fuck cares? If your gun runs well, your proper gas block on there, okay, the mil-spec buffer spring, all that dumb shit. If it runs well, who the fuck cares about whether it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock? Hell, I would rather have it at 2 o'clock than a goddamn 5 o'clock to try to hit me. You know, spent casing is fucking worthless. You know, that's spent casing. Doesn't fucking matter. As long as it's running well, no stove piping, no fucking jammings, nothing. You know, I got a friend of mine that has a well customized air pistol, and he spent a lot of money on it. He's, you know, just because you have money for it doesn't mean you gotta spend it. Stop putting this H1, H2 buffer on it, and motherfuckers just keeps jamming, malfunctioning, and all that stuff. I was like, man, I took it out of my gun. I gave him here, it's a mil-spec $7 fucking $7 buffer and a fucking mil-spec spring. Put them on there, and it ran well. Like I said, guys, you know, be careful changing that shit. You know, especially on short barrels. You know, they don't use the full length fucking gas tube and shit. You know what I mean? Especially gas block. You know, adjustable, not adjustable. But if it works for you, fine. But you don't have to spend a lot of money for a gun to really run well. I built 5 of them. Every inch of this gun, I know what I've done. You know, I know. I know what is put on here. I know what I put on here. I know every freaking part of it. You know, it's not like off the shelf you buy. It's hard. It's kind of hard to trust those. Even though sometimes you get some sales and sometimes it's overpriced. You know, BCM has full-on air pistols. You know, Novetzke's, fucking Daniel Defense. You know, a lot of people get, you know, get caught up with this, you know, I won't go no less than fucking 10.3 because they fuck. What is that? Did you come up with that shit on your own, or you just fucking hear everybody else say because of fucking Mark 19? No, this shit will fucking work just as good as a Mark 19. 200 yards or less, I guarantee you. I'd fucking compete with you with this, and this is cheaper. This is fucking less than $1,000. I would compete with you with this all goddamn day long. I won't go just because. What's that guy's name? I like him. T-Rex arms, and fucking Garand Tom, just because they all use Mark 19, they have money. It's not the fucking gun. They are good shooters. Those two guys are good shooters. Okay, just because they use Mark 19 doesn't mean you gotta buy Mark 19 or BCM, all these gun parts. No, I use Strike Industries cheap shit, Gun-Tex cheap shit, and it works just fine. You know, they are very good shooters. So no matter what fucking gun you give them, they're gonna run it well. I can give this to fucking T-Rex arms and fucking what is his name? Grand Tom, and I guarantee they would run this gun really well. It's not the fucking gun, it's the shooter. Okay, just take note of that. Okay, just because they use maybe fucking Vortex and all that shit, you know, expensive $700, $800 aim point, just because they use those doesn't mean you gotta buy those. I bought a Primal Rounds Red Dot for less than fucking $100 on sale. It was $89 on sale, and it ran fine. It's 2 MOA, looks just like a fucking aim point. Okay, because I've shot aim points and it just like it, and it's not the fucking gun. But if you want some customization, you got money for it, I'm not knocking you down for it. Okay, so just to take note of that. You know, it's not the fucking gun. You don't have to have all this 10.3, 10.5 inch barrel. What are you trying to shoot with it? You're trying to shoot 600 yards with it. Oh, of course, you gotta know what you're trying to shoot. This is a 200 or less gun that works really well for me, really fucking well. 7.5 inch barrels is more than adequate for coyotes or what fucking varmint hunting you try to shoot. You're trying to shoot 200 yards or less. And most of the time, deers, coyotes, and stuff like that, 200 yards or less. It'll drop in 7.5 inch barrel because I've done it. You know, I don't have to have a fucking 18 inch barrel at 200 yards or less. Now you try to do precision shot at fucking, you know, 200 yards or less. I suggest you buy a scope. Red dot, you can hit it, but precisely you want a scope 1x4 to 24 to get it. To get a short range to up to 200-300 yards. As a matter of fact, the description of this says up to 900 yards if you can fucking see it. You know, that's a good price for this scope for that kind of money. You know, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 yards, which I'm not trying to do, but I would not hesitate to shoot this at 300 yards. No, not a problem. You know, with a scope, not a problem. But 200 yards or less is what really I am all about. So 200 yards or less is not a problem. It's short barrel. And I can travel state line with this, no problem. It's not a fucking Mark 19, it's not BCM, it's not Noveski, it's not one of those $2,000-$3,000 guns. This is a budget gun that runs well, okay? I built a lot of fucking AR pistols in the past few years, 2 years, couple years. In the past couple years, and I built a lot, 10.5 and all this stuff. There's no fucking difference, 200 yards or less. 7.5 inch barrels, just fine, just fucking fine. Ammo that I usually use, because it's a short barrel, I usually use something with over 3,000, that has over 3,000 velocity. You know, usually American Eagle has 3,165 feet per second on advertised, so I usually use those. Or the ammo ones, ammo ones on from Walmart. They're cheap and they're very good priced, and they have great velocity because, like I said, a short barrel like this, you want the best out of it. So even, I don't know, man, even fucking reloads. I shoot reloads on this one. Just fine. Coyote will fucking go down 200 yards or less with a right scope. Okay, the proper cheek weld. You gotta get a good cheek weld, man. Good cheek weld. You know, a lot of people saying, oh, I miss. Shoot a lot of guys. Spend a lot of money on ammo. Okay, buy 1,000 rounds, man. They're cheap nowadays anyway. So you can get fucking cheap ammo, reloads even for like less than $250 for 1,000 rounds. Buy that shit instead of buying a fucking Mark 19 or, Mark 18 and fucking Noveski and all that shit. But if you have the money for it, fine, do it. But if you don't have me on the budget like myself, you don't have to spend a lot of money on your gun. Less than $1,000 can get you this. This gun could easily be sold by somebody else that don't know no better. They could easily sell this for $1,600 and somebody would buy it. I can sell this for fucking $1,400, $1,500, somebody would buy it. You know what I mean? It's a great little gun, but I spent less than $1,000 to this. And it's a great little shooter. Like I said, but I don't shoot with the buttstock against my shoulder, so this one is just for looks for me. I don't have to have this. I can have a buffer tube and be perfectly fine. You know, I shoot like this, you know, and it has run me well, served me well. So if you guys have any questions, and as always, jot those down. And if you guys have any questions on what parts it is, where did I get this, I'm not going to list every stuff in the description. I'm sure you guys, you know, have an idea already of what I put on here. And plus all my air pistols are pretty much the same. You know, Strike Industry, Primary Arms, Amazon. The only new thing that I came, you know, kind of go left field with this is the scope. I went, instead of using my Primary Arms and the Athlon ones, I went with this because I had a little, the Athlon was a little heavier and I had a little bad luck with it. Even though I don't think it's the scope. It had a clear glass, and so does the Primary Arms had a clear glass, but it's just, I don't like a little bit longer for my air pistol, didn't look right. But for 16-inch barrel or more, yeah, probably fine. But if you guys want a scope that works really well, try this out. Pursuit X1 from Bass Pro.